Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. Where is my image? Am I over here? Here I am, but I'm not over here. That's weird. And what about, am I over here? I'm over here. Why does my thing not want to behave in the amazing cam? Oh, well, I guess we can live with that. Okay, well, we'll do it over here. So welcome everyone, welcome to the streaming Saturday with VM Campos. That's me. We're gonna play some Magic Arena. We're gonna do some drafting, maybe some 1v1, maybe some brawl, some deck tech, climbing the ladder, all that good stuff. We're gonna have a good time. So let's get started with a little bit of gameplay. At the moment, let's see about trying to climb the ladder a little bit. I've been at Diamond 1, stuck there, getting some bad matchups and some bad luck, and we'll see if we can do this, because I got up to Diamond 1.0 and then up to Diamond 1.2 and then dropped down back to 1.0 and then 1.2 and then down to Diamond 2.4, and like, you know, just kind of really waffling back and forth with these levels. So let's see if I don't get some stupid bad luck or a bad matchup or whatever. I'll try to keep my blood pressure under control, and then we'll see about that. So alright, so here we've got some counter spells and some borrowers and some attackers. No scry lands, but I've got something going on with my brazen borrower right away to bounce something back. They had to mulligan, dealing with mono red. Okay, I'm already getting triggered here. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this. I can't stand this. I can't stand mono red at the moment, so I'm not gonna put myself through Not gonna put myself through that at the moment. Trying to scrape through 2 rounds of mono red. Forget it. They're always gonna have their cheap red like autopilot deck. So let's try that again and try to keep it more positive. And I guess if I get another matchup or whatever, I won't get on the ladder on stream. That's not the funnest thing for the fans. So if it's not going to work this way, then we'll switch over to a different bit of gameplay. Let's see what we get here. So we got the Scryland, then we've got the Growth Spiral leading into Wilderness Reclamation. So, yep, Randy Stranger Jr. is the opponent with a cool little nightmare cat. Look at that, it's like emanating nightmare fuel. Just like Ashiok and all of that. So, okay, let's see, the opponent at the mulligan down. We don't need another land. Next turn, a Stomping Ground, I guess. Well, either of these will work. Okay, so then Growth Spiral to toss out the Temple, and then getting there already for Wilderness Wreck. So what are they up to here? One of these boot nippers. Okay, you're gonna do that, no problem. Draw a card. Temple. There's an Uro. I will be able to play the Vantress untapped, right? Because that's not an island. Okay, so pay that. Wilderness Wreck. They've got their third land, so they can attack with a big Knight of the Ebon Legion. Yep. Gonna make it big, no problem. 6 damage. Then let's see about getting some direct damage off of that. I want to see that's not direct damage. Drop one of those, gain some life. Drop another land. Alright, so I will be able to do that before Wilderness Wreck kicks in. Well, none of that's good. I need my direct damage on that knight. It's getting pretty big. We're going to do another 6 or 7 damage. And then let's see if I can Castle Vantress myself into something good. All I need is that Storm's Wrath, and then we're in business. Let's see, can we scry into it? None of the... Well, yeah, actually the Brazen Borrower will be fine. Let's bounce back that creature, bring out our own over here, drop a land. Wilderness Wreck. So if they try to resummon that Ebon, it's donezo. And then they're going to attack with a 2-1, which I can't even block with, but will be okay, because then when I summon Uro, the life gain will be nice. And then a Thassa for another counter spell. Sure. And then a Stony. Okay. That will work fine. Actually, I didn't really notice, but I'm dead here, so... I didn't even notice I'm dead. So, okay, let's go to the next round. I don't know, it just, with such little bit of mana, they were able to get me pretty well. Not sure what I could have done better. Just didn't get my removal. So we'll just keep going. So how's everyone doing so far? Having a good day so far in this Saturday evening, or whatever it may be for you. The new set of Corsa 2021 is out, if you didn't hear about it. I actually was part of the early access streamer event, thanks to Wizards of the Coast for giving me an opportunity to play that. So that was very nice. And then got to play with a whole bunch of cards. I'm putting together my Rin and Seri Brawl deck. Still needs to be tuned. I think I'm getting some good removal in there, but I need to put a little bit more removal to handle the opponent's stuff. And it's obviously not a tier deck, but it's a fun cat and dog deck. And we'll be able to... Okay, so this opponent doesn't really have anything really great going on, but they have their... Knight of the Ebon Legion, which of course if you aggressively mulligan into, it'll be doing great things. As for us here, let's just see how this goes. On the one hand, I vaguely feel like it's a lot of... It's a lot of thought process to perfectly mulligan into things. They lost one turn. They could have put like Tail's End or whatever, or more direct damage, but we'll see what they do. They didn't mulligan this time. And they have the double on that. Okay, one of those, I guess. And then they have one more in white. That is a Guide Mother, sure. Let's see about trying some cards. Let's see about scrying into that. Don't need any more lands. Then we get into the Scry land. Okay. Gonna have here plenty of expansion to torch that Legion. Agonizing Remorse. Okay, let's do it this way, I guess. Bounce that Agonizing back to them. So, what are we gonna get out of here? Destroya. Yep, I guess we'll get rid of one of those. And then they'll have one opt to get rid of mine, and then I can easily then opt into it this way. And a Sinister Sabotage. That's not really going to do too much because they have those things. But that'll let me surveil. I'm going to get a double hit on that. They are most likely going to pump up their... Sure. Pump up their Ebon just to get that train rolling of damage. If they instead remorse me, that'd be fine. Okay. I'll get remorse, I already know what's coming. So what we'll do next here is we will bluff good stuff right here. See if they have another remorse, and I'll just I guess bounce back the target gets +2, and so they wanted just to aggro me, I suppose. A Triomino. Let's see here. Are they gonna pump up there? Yep, they're gonna pump it up. Pump up that jam back into your hand, and then bring that out. Oh man, I should have done that a little bit right. So, thanks on that. So let's do this attacking right here. Then we can double cast or we can cast it for something big. Red, red, blue, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's do it for 5. To race them, perhaps. Give them another thanks for some reason. And we got that going on. So, okay. I'm gonna bring out a bunch of little creatures. If I get my Storm's Wrath, that'll be nice. So I'm gonna do one of those. Whatever. Have enough for another one of those? Sure. I can then Omen. Oh, actually one of those. That's nice. And gonna hit me. Sure. Come on, red stuff. None of that is red stuff. Okay. Got 5 stuff in the graveyard and the temple right there. Okay. Well, what I could do is bring out a nice big Hydroid Crisis. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Crisis. They're good gaming me, I guess. And they thought that they were gonna. They thought I was going to. You know what? I should have maybe done a little bit slower, because then they would have thought that I was going to wreck them with my expansion explosion. So instead, they are going to. Well, I can just bounce back that knight again. 5 damage. That can become not a problem, right? They're pumping that up. Send it back. They have double black or something. I'm fine losing my Crisis. Hits me for 1. Going back their Eben, I suppose. Now they're gonna torch that. Sure. Passage, okay. Another Borrower, sure. Get me some life, get me a card. Let's drop one of these. Can bring back this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Escape. No wonder this card's still like $40 in real life. Get to drop so much land, can't even believe it. Get all of that. Attacks. And we are like that. Okay. And they're like GG. Okay. Let me do this a little better. I want to do these Tail's End to stop the Actually, Blazing Volley is going to be kind of good for some other things. So the, what do you call it? The Tail's End is amazing. Repudiate is one that I could also put in the deck for like double the power. There's the Tail's End. So once they, of course, invariably summon their turn 1, once they summon their turn 1 Eben, okay, one of those, close enough, I'll be able to Blazing Volley it pretty easily. Might as well do it right away. Turn 2, they're going to bring in their Eben Legion, which I'll be able to... Oops, a Boot Nipper. That will be acceptable. One of those. We'll see about this. So, Agonizing Remo. Might as well do it. They're gonna drop my Uro. They're gonna exile my Uro. So okay, not great. Or are they gonna see that tails end? Nope, they're gonna see, of course, Uro. Drop one more land and then drop an Ebon. So they know I have the tail's end. And they didn't drop anything else. Okay, so this will be enough to Thassa's intervention, their boot nipper. They could, of course, play the boot. Actually, let's wreck that right away. So pay 1 extra for that, s'il vous plaît. Now, if they played the creature, then were planning to drop their second land, they might rage quit after that because it's like they would have had the mana to pay for it. But instead, they did it that way. Okay, that'll be acceptable, and that's just a that is a counter spell. If they bring in their... Well, I could have tails ended that scribe, but they kept it on top. Okay, so that'll be good, of course. 1 damage on that. Do I need to counterspell the boot nipper? Guess not. Choice of Death Touch or Lifelink. We're going with Death Touch. So that's nice. Okay, let's go in for some air attack. Race them a little bit. Getting a lot of nices over here. So what can I get to counterspell over here? They have all their lands. They have so many colors, I didn't even notice that before. Guess we got that going on. Guess they're gonna pass because they know I've got good stuff. Mr. Good Stuff. 3 cards in hand. Ooh, King Caesar. I guess we'll spend a counterspell on that. And then a Thassa. So we're... Oops, I forgot to play my forest. We're racing, and one of these Vulpikeets, I say to the nay, and pay 1 extra on that if you want. But then I'm out of spells for my sabotage. If I had put that forest out, I would have been able to be ready for 1 more counter spell, but instead they will rage attack. And then I'm running low on these. So we are racing. Very Guide Mother, man. I have to waste the counter spell on that. Gonna mute them because they're obviously going to GG me about second turn. Okay, we're on a 2-turn clock. There's a Wilderness Wreck. But it doesn't do anything. Okay, we're on a 2-turn clock. Can we turn it around? Well, I guess that's acceptable because I don't really have anything to do with it. Come on, Uro, or come on... Alright, well, that's the luck of the draw, and back all the way down to Platinum 0. Okay, that's enough ladder for the moment. Let's play something with less stakes. But that would have been so nice to be able to get back to Diamond before the season ends. There's still 2 days left, so I'll probably play off stream because I don't like playing such high stakes stuff on the stream. So we'll do this. We'll do the draft and such very soon. Trying to still get the daily wins, so cast 30 white or blue spells. For fun, I'll play this Narset Planeswalker deck. It's got blue cards and stuff in there. Sometimes when things go right with that deck, it's kind of fun and weird and dumb. And then opponents rage quit when you summon Narset, even though she's not hugely amazing. Luca is the better one from... I got all my colors. Luca is the better one from Ikoria, if you can cheat an amazing thing into play. So Turn 2 Stinger. That'll set ourselves up. Well, that's going to be instead direct damage. See, there it is. It's pausing on a red. So instead, we'll do it like this, that we will just cycle because we're dealing with a red player. Okay. Next turn, 1 of 1 mind. These footlight fiends, so we're gonna get the what do you call that thing? Mayhem Devil. So all my creatures would have been toasted. Next turn, Reptilian Reflection, and then I'll have a Draneth Stinger, but they're gonna have the direct damage. Cult Guild Mages still have the 1 mana for that shock. Still have that 1 mana for that shock. So let's see what happens on their turn. They're going to attack with that 2/2. I'm going to block it with my Reflection. They have a ton of mana. However, let's just go for it like this. Obviously that's not the best sort of play. Hey everyone, how are you doing? I'm trying to win my dailies for the day. Let's see if I can block with this 5/4, or are they going to bedevil it? Okay, that's a thing you can do. And that draws me a card. Yeah, I'm like so mana flooded over here. But hopefully I can then get my Narset and do some fun stuff. Or Ominous Seas. Well, I can do the Ominous Seas action right here, where then they still have their 1 shock in hand. Draw 2 cards to get even closer to that 8/8. There we go. So mana flooded over here. Okay, next turn, Sleeping Dart, and then I'll be able to tap down their creature and draw me a card. Let's see how this goes. So how's everyone doing today? Aw man, Dreadhorde Butcher, so I definitely have to Sleep Dart it. It's one of the best cards ever. So annoying. The only way you can really deal with it is by exiling it, because when it dies, yeah, only when it dies does it actually do anything meaningful. I mean, only when it dies does it do its damage. So I'm going to try to sort of turbo cycle into that. Okay. Suddenly I'm about to have an 8/8, but that doesn't really mean too much. Maybe I should have played that one there. 6/6, 7/7. So I'm about to have an 8/8, but they had Bedevil. So that's a thing. Probably what will happen is they'll attack, I'll create my Kraken, and then they'll Bedevil it. So kind of interesting results. Okay, let's see about doing it this way instead. If I bring out a Rescuer and then cycle to get there's that shock that they were holding on to. And then at least I have 1 blocker. Guess I'll block that Footlight Fiend. Let's see if they have their Bedevil. Yeah, they had all of their removal, so that was just not gonna work. They had all of the removal and they were just getting me down there, so I didn't have any like board wipe or anything. So GG to the opponent. You got your deck working. You did the thing you wanted to do. You can tell your grandchildren about it. That one day you played a person on Arena and you did all of your removal. Hypnotic Badger is the opponent. Am I gonna get hypnotized? So I go first. Yeah. So if I get that blue mana, I'd be able to get that ominous seas on track. I'll also have the reptilian reflection. I guess that badger's very hypnotized in their own stratagems. Alright, so I guess I don't want to drop that healer. Life. Okay, so it was not meant to be. Possibly. Ominous Seas would have been nice. But here I'll have, I guess well, next turn I'll do the reflection. I want to get thought erasured first. So I'll do the reflection to have something ready for the, okay, it's not a reflection. They won't block that. I need my blue mana. So I can do so much great stuff with my blue mana. I could activate the startling development. Well, I need a lot more blue mana than you think, so many possibilities. There's the information, so I guess we'll get rid of a land. Then they'll get to, this is another one of these examples about they got to do the thing, they got to tell their grandchildren, I did the surveil plus the propaganda campaign. Actually, I have to be right back. No worries, everyone. I just had to go close the window. The neighbors are smoking, and you know what they say, smokers are jokers. Okay, let's cycle this out. Have two fun creatures to attack with. One happens to be a 5/4, and it's only one cycling. Okay, so they're gonna play that propaganda again. So I guess I'll drop the ominous seas that never came online. They've hit me for one. Thought erasure on that, so I guess it doesn't matter. They're gonna hit my planeswalker, which doesn't matter because I don't have the blue mana for it yet. Yeah, planeswalker. So they're gonna surveil. Maybe they're missing a land drop. Alright, that took forever and a half. Next they'll probably attack for another surveil, but then there'll be shields down. Gain a little bit more life. Get my little guy right there. Drop a land. Attack with both. They'll block the big one. Probably. Or not. Okay. That's a thing people can do. And they might be at the Death's Door. 5 mana, that's enough for the that one big demon. What's that demon? I love it all the time and I play with it all the time. I could never get it to work great, but... Yeah, what's the opponent doing? They lost their chance to attack. They didn't block, but they're 1-2. They didn't surveil. Okay, I guess they're going to surveil at that point. What? They didn't drop their propaganda campaign. What's it called again? Disinformation campaign. They left that on top. I guess this C never worked out. Gain a little life on that. They have some sort of instant, so it looks like they're going to kill my reflection. Got one of those, okay. I'll take that. So build a little bit of a board presence here. Opponent is slow playing it all. They're gonna hold on to their murder for my reflection. Instead I get a counter spell. Okay. Guess you could do that. I don't know why I thought that you couldn't counterspell a cycle, but I guess for each spell and ability. Okay, yeah, that's an ability. Cycling is an ability, so GG on that. Let's try it again. So we have double blue or black and the blue. We could bounce something back to hand. We could do Heartless Act, Cruel Act, whatever it's called, on my 5/4. But I'm still attacking with enough damage over here. So okay, sure thing. I don't know. It never seemed like their tactic really paid off. So you're gonna block my 3/2, attack with a 2/2, have 1 life, gonna still be able to replay my reflection, and then I'll keep something in hand just to bluff. Next turn I've got 2 blockers, so I don't know, Extinction Event, would that save them? Okay, I get to get my land. That was kind of an interesting play. They gain 1 life and then they quit. Okay, Badger. Fascinating line of play. Huh. Oh, got the gems, got the experience. I'm gonna play a game of Brawl with this new Rin and Seri deck that I've been trying to get together. You know, mana fixing is important in this deck. I don't know if I fully have it all properly set up just yet. Torbran, okay. I don't think I want to play against this player. It'll just be mono red, dump your hand, who cares? We'll give it a shot. Let's not be so pessimistic. Even though we already know a mono red player, all mono red players should be only allowed to play against each other. Let the regular players do what they want. So everything that I put out is going to get torched. If I put out the pack leader, it's going to get torched. If I put out... let's set ourselves up for longer term. Let's see how aggro they get. Okay, it's pretty good. It is pausing at 1 red, so of course they have their shock at that point. Why would they not? Next turn they can either use their shock or their banneret. I guess I'll waste my next. I could Rin and Seri already. Yep, gotta love these aggro players. Okay, so if my Rin and Seri gets croaked on their turn, there's no need to play further because, again, what's the finesse of this mono red deck? So if they bring out Torbran, I don't think that's a problem. They could, of course, they'll probably put out an Infuriate. I'm sure they've got an Infuriate in hand. I'm gonna do one of those. Okay. So that's gonna do the double damage because it's a +2. Yep. So how about, is that 5 mana in total? How about a first strike? What a first strike critter. Ah man, I should have attacked with that. Let's see if they have their Ember Cleave ready. Already at 8 damage, eh? So they'll probably attack with everything, and it's still game over for me, so it's like, why do I even try? There's certain decks that as soon as I see a certain commando, I really like, why do I even try? I know it's not going to be fun, and it's going to be extremely linear, so whenever I see a Torbran deck, that's an auto concede. I don't want to play with those. And then whenever anyone creates a brawl deck with Teferi, that's an also auto concede. No one wants to play with that. I kind of see that a little bit with also Nissa, because they're also obviously gonna have crazy ramp, but we'll see. Alright, this will be interesting. This is, how much is this? She's a 3 or 4 mana? She's a 4 mana. Okay, this might be fun. Got all my colors. Turn 1 Savior, turn 2 Lion, turn 3 Savai, and then turn 4 Rin and Seri. Plus I'll have Selfless Savior ready for, okay, am I going to get an Agonizing Remorse? Okay, Triumph, I guess. That's a thing to do. Let's see, I guess if they're going to have that much removal, we'll put out some things that might not be as important to get removed. One of those, yep, you've got your removal, waiting to get to your 4th land. Oops, that was a misplay. I needed to have played my Bronze Hide. Is it everyone discards, right? Okay. Let's see if they have their final removal spells here. They might -X their Liliana. Yep, you got all the removal. So, okay. That's how that deck plays, I guess. Just really slow, grindy. Every single removal to gum up the works. Cool! We see that's another kind of deck that can happen there. We see that we can have the mono black Liliana with kill every single thing. Okay, so we're going to see Ren and Seri versus Ren and Seri. Rin and Seri. I keep getting those mixed up. But anyway, is there anything good here about ramp? There's nothing good about ramp. I'm gonna try to beat the opponent with ramp. Okay, there's ramp right there. Yes. I'm gonna cultivate into... Why are you hiding what your Fabled Passage is gonna crack into? We already know what your colors are with your commander. Anyway, so we will cultivate eventually, although that's a little slower than I would want. So then the opponent, they are going to Leonin. Okay, that is a creature. They missed something. Okay, no problem then. Let's go get white and green. Hey Mark, how are you doing? Playing a little bit of Brawl here. I got randomly matched with a mirror match over here. They're also playing Rin and Seri, the dog deck. So, oops, they have an Underworld Rage Hound. That's a big one. Let's see, what are we going to do here? We have so much to do. We can summon our commander. We can bring out Molu. We can bring out some ramp. I guess let's bring out a 3/3. They have 6 damage. They're ready to bring out their Rin and Seri. If they bring it out already, I guess I have to Conclave Tribunal it. Icon. Sure, it gives everything a +1, but then I can block. Leonin will get something out of my graveyard. Do I have anything valuable there? I won't be able to bring it back, so they did cat. Okay, that's a thing. Cat versus dogs. So how are you doing? Okay, pretty amazing. Combat tricks. Let's wreck their icon over here. Whoops, my rambunctious mutt seems to have destroyed your artifact. They do that sometimes. Okay, so they're gonna bring that out, but then that taps them out. Whatever they attack with, well, that'll go to the graveyard. They have enough to bring that back, so let us take that out. I have 1 more mana. That'll be enough for my mirror. So this is the only non-cat thing. Well, it's one of the few non-cat or dog thing creatures I have in the deck, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to put a 3-mana double mana rock, even though it only gives colorless mana, but still that ramp is ramp, and in standard there really isn't that much great ramp. There's the Arcane Signet, of course, but then besides that, 2 mana rocks are not amazing, and the opponent did not. The opponent did not play a land, unfortunately. As for us, we've got that mirror, so let's set up some cat-dog action. Ah, man, I didn't want to attack with that mirror. Whoops. I played it too fast, but they didn't block, so great. Alright, so my life is way lower than theirs, but all my resources are in place. And I've already returned their commander 1 time. Basri's Acolyte. Okay, that one's kind of cool. Put 1/1 on 2 creatures, I guess. That is doable. And I get Oketra. So yeah, let's get Oketra. Oketra's such a bomb. And then we can Rin and Seri for how much? 1, 2, only 2 damage. I guess we can do that. 2 damage to that Leonin. Gain a little life from some cats. Sure, exile my Mo. I don't really have any recursion. And then we'll attack with a 2/3 and a 3/4. Might double block that mutt? Guess not. Okay. Acceptable. Oh, they have lifelink. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 dogs to be able to Basri, to Rin damage their Bosri so I can get rid of some life gain. Instead, they're going to invigorate. Counter, blah, blah, blah. Okay, seems impressive. Although I guess they should have put it on their life gain. On their life gain. On their life gain creature. I could block with... Okay, they're not going to do that. And that's a permanent. Okay, sure. Let us first make another dog and a creature. Wreck that. Mutate onto that. And the opponent is GG. I guess the mirror match of Rin versus Seri. Kind of got it working a little bit better. They missed some land drops, but I had the ramp with Cultivate. Love that that card's back in Standard. Really, really nice. So I cultivated. I also brought out my Palladium Mirror that also mana ramped. I was able to just get mana pretty good, pretty fast. On curve, the opponent wasn't. They missed land drops, plus they didn't have any ramp. I conclaved Tribunal their commander right away, so that set them back. And then I had my commander out with just the synergy of everything's a cat, except for Palladium Mirror and Oketra. There wasn't enough space. Legendary creature, zombie, cat god. There was not enough space for it, but clearly that's a cat. So, yep. Let's try that again. I'm gonna put the deck before I forget. Got it. Did I put that deck in our Discord yet? Let's see. Deck lists. No, that's just an Ashiok deck. Okay, so I'm gonna put this Rin and Seri deck. This Ren and Stimpy deck in the Discord. Deck of the day. Here's my current version of Rin. I keep saying Ren and whatever, but it's Rin and Seri Brawl deck. Got any ideas to improve it? So there we go. Okay, let's play that a little bit more, just to see how else it could go. Now I did have a I think it's pretty aggro. There's not a lot of interaction with the opponent in terms of so speaking of interaction right there, I get to go first at least. So my opponent's gonna try to make 1,000,000 mana, so I need to exile that commander right away, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so Rager, third turn, cultivate, ramp a little bit. I guess if I bring out the Felidar, I'll be able to start to do the tap ability right away. But I think it might be better to try to ramp into stuff. So we'll do 1 green and 1 white, I guess. And we'll put a green into play. Attack with that, which they will not block. Next turn, Kinan. They'll be able to then double tap their Druid for massive mana. That's the strategy. Turn 1 Mana Dork, turn 2 Kinan, really ramp. Oh, okay, they're going to do it that way instead. That's acceptable, because I guess that'll count whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana. So So they migrated there. Okay, so we're all racing. I guess I want to maybe go wide. So even though I want to bring out Frondland already so I can start to do its tap ability, the thing will be that Frondland will let me tap mana dorks, or actually their commander, 5, 6, 7 mana. So gotta do that. 6, 6, 6 life. Okay. That's a thing. No trample though. Let's set it up like this. I have to attack with my Rager. They're obviously gonna block it. Next turn comes Keenan. I have 2 ways to protect my things. I've got 2 selfless dogs that will help. But here they are going to Wilderness Wreck. Okay, not good. That's still enough for Keenan. And then a YOLO Yorvo. I'll be able to bite Keenan right away. Okay, they get a Benthid. Fun. And as for myself, well, I'll be able to tap things with that Felidar, and that is a good message right there. I'll answer that one moment. Let me try to figure out what I want to do here, because with this 4 mana, alright, Nyxborn is gonna do its thing. So what are we gonna do here? I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to something. I guess to one of their mana rocks, mana dorks. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Let's move on. Yeah, Keenan's a good one. Keenan is if you've got all your pieces in play, and they had all their pieces, so I needed a board wipe or something to get that done, and I don't think that was going to come, so no need to proceed. So yes, thanks for that on the Discord there. We have a pre-release pack. Corsa 21 booster game code. Thanks for that. We'll be giving that out. Not a lot of people in the stream today, but we'll figure out how to give that away. But that's cool. I was not able to get my own pre-release pack, unfortunately. In our area, they're still having the issues of shipping and such, so the shop where I wanted to get it from, I called them yesterday, Friday, in the morning to say, are you going to get these? And I would have thought they would have gotten it on Friday, but they said, no, we'll probably get it on Tuesday and in the afternoon. So not Tuesday, on Saturday in the afternoon. So I called today, Saturday in the afternoon, and they said, no, we never got our shipment. Plus, they only gave us half of our stuff. and they're kind of bad at like calling you back to, even though they got literally like dozens of employees, it always kind of seems difficult for them to get back in touch with the customer for some reason. You have to talk to someone, or oh, I think they have a counter spell, or maybe one of those disappearances sorts of things. Let's see how it goes with this Teferi. This Teferi is going to be annoying. They're all annoying, of course. But let's see how it works. They're going to have their 4th land. They're going to be able to fade something out, so I'm going to need 2 blockers. Well, we'll put out something over here. Elemental dog. So this does affect elementals, but not dogs. Here comes their Teferi. They'll be able to phase something out, maybe attack with that otter, and then I'll have to block. They're going to phase out my Magmut, and then they're going to attack with their otter, and I'll have to block with the Orphan Guard if I don't want them to do that card. And then, oops, actually I can do 1 damage to Teferi. Let's do that. Guess what I could have done it better is they'll probably attack with their otter to draw another card. I guess I should have waited for the I guess I should have waited for them to do their attack first, and then blocked with the Mutt, and then done the damage to the Planeswalker. And I guess my opponent has disconnected, or is really trying to decide on which of their many blue cards to keep. Fox Scry is the opponent. They threw back a counterspell. Okay, that's good. I'm missing my land drops. That's not good. So I don't know, let's just go all in over here. Actually, I'm going to phase out. If they phase out -3, they're going to hit their own. Okay, that's a thing. So that's not a great animation for phase out. They should have like totally made it transparent. That's so dumb. That's the first time I've seen the phase out animation. But this, if you hover over it, I guess. It doesn't even, oh yeah, there it is, phased out. This permanent is treated as if it doesn't exist until the start of its controller's next turn. So yeah, Kahira got phased out. Pretty dumb animation. And, I guess I'll go wide. What I would have liked to have done was to have already enough for Rin and Seri, but then I could make more dogs. But then, of course, I'm going to get Flood of Tears and everything back to hand. They have their 5 mana. Very slow player. Okay, well, the opponent takes their time to read War and Peace. How's everyone doing in the chat? What did you do today? Anything fun? Anything exciting? I read a new comic book, issue #1, Adventure Man #1, over at Image Comics. I'll do the full review next week for my comic review, and then basically it's so they brought out their Thieving Otter, but they never used it. Anyway, they no, I guess there's that Thieving Otter. Okay. I'm fine losing it because I can just escape it, and it'll be bigger. So Adventure Man, what that's about is the it's kind of cool because the beginning of the comic starts off with like this totally fun adventure, 1930s pulp action story of adventureman and his crew. It's sort of like a mixture of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and it turns out that that's just a story from a book that the mom is reading to her kid. What's her name? Leslie or Elise? No, Claire. Claire's her name. Claire, and she's reading her bedtime story to her son, and it's that story of Adventureman, and it ends in a cliffhanger where everyone's about to die. So the beginning part of the comic is that this like this adventure sort of pulp thing, and then the book then comes to the real world right now, and then what's happening with the real world, and then that fictional story. So I got issue number 1, and it was pretty cool so far. Guess let's just set up 2 dog damage over here. I'm gonna phase out, but does my damage still happen? The damage still happens. Okay, I had 3 dogs. I forgot to. I miscounted because Rin and Seri itself is a cat dog, so I always forget about that. So I had 3 damage. Great with Teferi. After that phase out. So 6 mana in total. Where is that? Are they gonna bring out something huge also, like the Kiora Best the Sea God? That's like a really cool top end. I think what I need to do on my deck also is like kind of see like what's like a big top end. Ooh, Gadwick is pretty cool. What's a big top end for these colors? Benthic Biomancer, you get to tap that, I guess. Does not matter on your turn. And then 3 in the air. Okay, I guess they're trying to weaken me down, so you have 1 less blocker. Acceptable. Because then I have 3 more damage that I can do Gadwick. Thusly. Kahira is vigilant. Take out a Benthid. And that's it. Okay, they have 7 mana. They're gonna, if they drop their next land, okay, 7 mana. They're getting back to their Teferi. I don't really see Teferi doing amazing work. They keep trying to cast these large creatures. Although Gadwick, they X'd it for 2, I guess. Refilled their hand. I guess they're in it for the long game. Dream Eater, that's a nice one. Now the Selfless Savior does it, just indestructible. Okay, I'm gonna bounce back something. What do I care that they bounce back? I don't care that they bounce back anything. I'll be able to bring it no problem. That bounces back to hand, so it doesn't have the commander tax. 2 lands there. I'm gonna bounce back Rin because it does the tap ability. So we'll send it back to hand. No prob. 3 damage, I guess. Let's do it like this. First of all, I will attack with that. They'll probably block. I'll be able to selfless say, okay, they didn't block. Interesting. Fine. So we'll do that. We'll bring back this. Do I have anything that I can pay for that? Not really. Still comes back as a 5/5, so they got me down to 20 life. There's their 7th land, Treachery. Fine. They have none of the blue, they have none of the mana to deal with it, though. This really turns the tables, but can't really do anything there. cycle that away. So at least they have one agent. Actually, when they drop their lucky 8th land right now, they're gonna play their. Oh, never mind. That's not what I thought. I thought there was they had, for a moment I thought they had Baron, and then they were going to bounce their agent. Then I would have. Actually, they're gonna spark double right here. That's what I see them covetously doing, and then I'm gonna finish the game because we don't need that. Watch how they quasi-duplicate or something. Midnight clock, okay. Acceptable. Some attacks. Sure. Let's do some fun stuff right here. This is game over anyway. They've got those flyers that I can't deal with, so... Yep, let's just go on to the next one. They had it coming together, and I was kind of stuck without anything good. So let's try the next one. So how's everyone out there doing at the moment? Having a good day? Yorvo, that's double green or triple green? Triple green, so clearly they're going to play it on turn 2. And I need then some removal right away, but again, this deck isn't... It's a little bit more aggro than that, so... The removal that I have is... Conclave Tribunal... You know, 2 or 3 of those. So here at least I have a scry land, and see if I get anything better. Okay, that's what I need, Banishing Light. So they didn't play a turn 1 mana ramp, that's good. I can play, I guess what will need to happen here. Interesting. So this kind of sets them back a little. I'm going to do YOLO Yorvo right away, probably. Okay, that's a thing. As for myself, Meteor Golem eventually. So here comes Yorvo, then I have enough for that Banishing Light. There's a Nissa instead. Okay, I doubt they'll send their land at me, and if they do, I'll gladly battle it. Nature's true power. Instead, they'll do one of those and put a counter on their land. Okay. Well, I guess what we gotta do is Banishing Light that Nissa. 2, 3, 4 lands. Going so slow. I think I'm getting more impatient with players in my old age on Arena, that it's just like people will or should be able to play. Alright, so at least their hand is getting pretty empty. I doubt they'll attack with that forest. If they do, I guess I have to take it. We have the Dryad that can make double mana because there's plenty of creatures with 4/4. I feel like there's so many bugs in the current arena still because of when you mute the person, you know, when you mute them, it kind of remembers the last command of the mute, and if you go to another player, it still says unmute, even though you have not played this player at this point, and so that's a bug. Also, I noticed that when the lands were changed in one of the last updates, they have like the black bar at the bottom, which makes them look weird because they had a different design for a little while. Guess we'll do it like this. And they'll be able to summon that easily, though. Well, not that easily. They need 5 mana, but let's see if they get their 5th. They've been doing very well with only 4. Okay, there it is. So anyway, they've got all the mana that they need. But that sets YOLO back a little bit. What does that do? Haven't seen that one yet. At the beginning, add X in any one color. Your pre-combat main phase. Okay. We still have a 4/6. So clear. Oh, they didn't attack. Fine. I can't Meteor Golem yet. But I'll have some blockers here. Guess I'll do the route to ramp into Meteor Golem. I can do how much damage? 1, 2, only 2 damage to something. 2 damage to that wolf. So they get 1 extra green mana. 6 mana in total. They have 7, 8, 9. They can do 9 mana, right? Farron. Sure. And the Wilderness Wreck. Okay, I guess. You notice that your M21, there's a lot of shrines. Yeah, they made some brand new shrines for all of Kamigawa. And, I don't know if you should be attacking with your land. Anyway, I'll block it. And they made a shrine for every color, and then they made a multicolored shrine to help you go get shrines. To help you go get shrines. So if you get that multicolored shrine, you're able to If you get that multicolored shrine, then you can go get a whole bunch of other shrines and then really ramp into shenanigans. Shrinanigans. You got the green, red, and the multi-shrines. Oh, really? That was some good pulls out of those 6. Out of all of those 6. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Obviously, they're going to attack with Sir Farron, and it's going to do a lot of great stuff. So, if they attack with everything, I think they're going to do... Need to figure this out. Oh, they didn't attack. Even better, because I think here, that's 7. Do I want to get rid of Yorvo, or do I want to get rid of Wilderness Wreck, or the Sanctum? I guess none of those really matter, because... I guess the important thing is to get rid of the... It'll come back with 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that'll work. Let's bring out a big ol' non-cat critter over here. Do that. And then they're like, I'm done, Overlord of Mana. Sure thing. Okay, well, with a pretty low casting cost mono green deck and good synergy in the cards, they still felt like the cats versus dogs isn't the best thing, so that was GG on that. Let's start the draft. Speaking of drafts, so Mark, this will be your choice. Sealed draft. That was a pretty massive army. Sealed draft or premier draft. I know it was a sealed draft at Calico Keep. So should we do sealed or premier draft? Your choice. Or anyone else that's there in the chat. Who's there at the moment? Who's hanging out? So should we do sealed or premier? Sealed. Okay, let's do sealed. Now today there was the deal. Sometimes they do these. Well, it's not there anymore. I guess it was yesterday, or when was that? There was a deal. Oh, I already bought it. You could buy an entry to a draft for the cheaper than normal price. So I went ahead and bought one of those. So we have one of these little player draft tokens. Man, I look up at my stats up here and I'm like, I miss having 1.6 million gems to be able to craft any tech that I want. Anyway, let's go with sealed. I had enough wildcards to put this Rin and Seri deck, so I'm happy about that. You should use the code to make an M. Should use that code to make an M deck, an M21 deck. Possibly, if you want to give it to me, that's cool. I'll give it to other fans of the stream or whatever. It's all good. I'm happy to do whichever. Let's crack these open and see what kind of sealed pulls we get here. So we got the Demonic Embrace. I don't know. This hasn't been amazing. It's a 3/1. You give your creature 3/1, and it's a demon. Then you can cast it from the graveyard for 3 life and discarding a card. So you keep making your creature 3/1. If you give it lifelink, even better, but I'm not really sold on that. Karvik is a 3/2, giving every other creature a -1/-1. I think that's only good if your opponent's got tokens, like maybe those 1/1 dogs or 1/1 cats, but don't think that one's amazing. Pack Leader, okay, if we get more dogs, this could be good. Feline Sovereign, if we get more cats, this could be good. Are we going to go with a green-white cat, green-white cat dog deck? This is what it's leading me towards. You found that red, green, and white were good, so let's keep seeing here, because then Jol Real, she's only 2 mana for 1/2. Whenever you cast more, draw your second card, you make more cats, 2/2 cats. And then if 6 mana, all my creatures get +X. And then in red, there's Chandra's Incinerator, 6 mana, 6/6 with Trample, costs X less, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent's turn. So if you can do like 3 damage to the opponent, then summon this, you can get it in for 3 mana instead of 6. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage, this deals that much damage to another creature. So that's to a player, creature or planeswalker. Okay, so from here, I like the Pack Leader, the Feline Sovereign, and Jorial. Maybe the Incinerator. So let's see what we get in terms of show me all of the special lands. So these are all these tap lands: white, black, Demir, Selesnya. There's the Selesnya colors for a possible cat-dog deck. Let's see what artifacts I got. Short sword. You know, put a sword on the doggy's mouth and it gets even stronger. Very efficient. Silent dart, 3 damage to any target, just in case. Prismite, worthless. Epitaph Golem, 5/5. It's a 3/5. Put a card from your graveyard to the bottom of your library. So bring back. In theory, you can never deck yourself because you'll just put stuff back from the library, from the graveyard back to the library. So the only artifact that I kind of like here, I'll put him here to remember. A Silent Dart to do like some final damage to something, and then the Short Sword. Let's see what enchantments. We got one of the Sanctums, one of the expensive ones. I don't think this one's really worth it. Cat, Dog, Green, White sounds good. We might go that way. We got the Sanctum of Stonefang. 2 black at the beginning. Each opponent loses X life and you gain X with the number of shrines. Sure. Demonic Embrace. Citizen Training. Okay, there's give +1 to your creature. Give it trample. Draw a card. That could help fuel Jolreal because it draws you another card and it makes another cat. And then we've got Garruk's Uprising, 3 mana to give your creatures trample. Maybe if I have a lot of small cat dogs, this will then do trample, and if I put in a couple of big creatures, it'll pay off. So let's say we put those in there for the moment. What about some sorceries? Ooh, there's no green or white sorceries. Bad deal. Crash through, destructive tampering. Okay, no real good sorceries in those colors. Over on the instants, Swift Response is amazing in white. 2 mana, destroy a tapped creature. Love that a lot. Finishing Blow is good removal too, but that's black. Shock, Scorching, that's some good red right there. In green, we've got the target creature gets +1 in Hexproof. That's cool. Titanic Growth, get in some little cats to be big cats. And then Return to Nature, multiple modal items right there. So I'm going to put all of those. And then in creatures, let's first look at any dogs. The only dog is the pack leader. And the cat, got lots more cats. So it might not be green, white cats. It might be like green, red cats, because I saw some things in red that I liked, and then white is not that great. So if I do cat synergy, let me just put all the cats here for a moment. And let's just look one more time on green-white creatures, because the main reason you want the pack leader is for dogs, and there's no other dogs. But in white, there is that Warded Battlements, which I liked a lot, which gave the creatures +1 when attacking. I could have the flyer, the 3/1, which could be a 4/1. She can tap things, got another flyer, so it could still be green-white flyers, and the battlements would strengthen things. Yeah, let's give it that a shot. So let me put all of these creatures there for a moment. Portilicus, not really. Drowsing Pteranodon, 2 mana, 3/3, but defender. As long as you control a big creature, this can attack. Well, the biggest creature is Dreadmaw, so that might be good too. Nice. Snare Spinner to block flyers. Fierce Empath, go get a big creature, which would be the Dreadmaw. Ornery Dilophosaurus, 4 mana for a 2/2 Death Touch. Whenever this attacks, if you control a big creature, it gets bigger. I don't think that's worth it. And then that's 19 creatures anyway. Okay, I think on the creature front that'll work. The Pteranodon is good, really? You have to mix it with other big creatures, and I don't really think I got that many other big creatures. Unfortunately, I got one Dreadmaw, and then the Gaggle. The Gaggle would count. Gaggle Master, it's a 4/3. The Mauler's a 3/3. I've only got... Oh, and then the Canopy Stalker. Okay. I have 3 creatures that could fuel the Dilophosaurus. I'll put it in for the moment, but I'm gonna check a few things. Let's look at it over here in our brand new mode. So, top end right here, and then 5 mana flyer. Go to your Discord and try building the deck that you used at pre-release. Well, sure, I can grab that, but if I... After the... Because I can't... These are the boosters that I got. So if you have different cards, I can't, you know, use your cards. I can build it after the draft. We can give that a shot, yeah. Okay, so 4/3 flyer, enters the battlefield. You gain 2 life for each creature with flying, so I'll get at least 1 shot of that. We'll have these swoopers for some flyers, some cat strategy. I guess the dog is out because there really isn't, and I have flyers for that. So pack leader. Couple Pegasuses, 19 creatures. Citizen training, spinner growth, enforcer awarded, feline, uprising, Malkin, super cat, Mauler. Okay, I think what I want is more of these Maulers than these Stalkers. Although, with the Feline Sovereign... There we go, 16 creatures. Okay. So then, we'll need to add some of these other things like the enchantments and such. So we're going with green and white. Green and white. So that means I will be able to get that Swift's Response. Good. Feat of Resistance, put a counter against protection. I think that'll be good. Exile a creature, and they create an angel. Do not want. And then a +1 on that. Sorceries. There's no green and white sorceries. I'm at 40 cards. Okay, I think that's going to be the deck. 40 cards. There's the Ranger's Guile to do some combat tricks. Short Sword for reusable +1. Concordia Pegasus, a flyer, 1/3 with a big toughness. The Charger, give another creature +2, and it's a 3/1 itself. Feat of Resistance, give a creature a +1 counter and give it protection, so that great combat trick. Swift Response, amazing removal. Dowsing Pteranodon, it's a 3/3 with Defender for 2, and then later it can attack. Draw Royale, make more cats, although there really isn't too much of the draw another card. You could use it to exile one of your low power and turn it into a 4/4. Ah, okay, I'm thinking more of the opponent, but that could work. That is a good idea. It's only 2 mana. Okay, let's put it in there for a moment. So then maybe this Jolreal isn't as valuable because there aren't too many. Draw another card. Spells. I think Jolreal might go. Citizen Training is just one. Yeah, there's only the Citizen Training. Okay, so I'm going to take out Jolreal, add another creature, and remove the training. Okay, so then that means I could add another creature. Pegasus, so more flyers. Okay, so got some flyers. We got the Angelic Ascension to make our own creature into a 4/4. You know that Pegasus could become a 4/4. Good idea. I kind of didn't think of that too much. The Charger. So we have a Unicorn and a Pegasus, but no horses. Resistance, Response, Dowsing, Spinner to block flyers, and it becomes a 3/3 if it blocks a flyer. Titanic Growth for some fun tricks. Enforcer taps a creature, an opponent's creature. Battlements gives a creature +1 when attacking. Sovereign gives the cats +1 and the ability to destroy artifacts or enchantments. Malkin gives a creature +1 and trample. Swooper 3/2 makes another creature fly. Stalker must be blocked. And when this dies, you gain 1 life for each creature that died, so at least 2 life probably. The Dilophosaurus could be a 4/4 when it attacks, when there's another big creature. Sabertooth Mauler, I like that one. 3/3, if something died, put a counter to make it bigger and bigger, and untap it. Only on my turn, though. Gaggle Master, 4/3 flying. When it enters, gain 2 life for each flyer. And at the very top, Dreadmaw. So, I think that'll do some things. So we'll come back Colossal Dreadmaw. Oops, forgot to do one thing. Change my card art and the card back. So uncouth. So what do I want to use? Let's put that fun horse, even though the deck's not really about unicorns. And I will put France. Let's do the French flag here to wow my opponent. Let's see how this draft goes. How's everyone doing? Having a good time? Have you gotten your hands on any M21 cards in real life? I want to get a box when that comes out, and right, so I go first. Okay, this is cool. I like this. Got the Pegasus, got the battlements. So turn 2 Pegasus, turn 3 battlements. That's attacking as a 2/3. I will conceal my other colors for a moment. I can also feast it. Malkin, Pride Malkin it. Griffin Airy. Okay, I think we're gonna have some enchantment themes going on. Here's what I'll try to do here. Oh, so you gained 3. If you gained life. Okay, never mind. I thought it was that one. If you summon an enchantment, you get stuff. Okay, let's see if they fall for this. Okay. That is a possibility. Combat tricks. Next, I can do the Stalker. I can do the Stalker and then Pride Malkin it. So there was Dread Malkin and now Pride Malkin. How many other Malkins are there in Magic? In the world of Magic. Reign of Rev. Okay. The opponent's possibly digging a little bit. Malkin. How many Malkins are there in the world of Magic? There's only Dread Malkin and Pride Malkin. Aaron Miller and Karl Kopinski, artists. Okay, they dropped one of those. Okay, how about like a huge thunderous attack on that? Am I getting greedy? Nah. Let's shock and awe them. That seems to be 8 damage right there. Now, obviously, they capture sphere that one creature, and then that's a tragedy. But down to 10 life. There it is. Now that is a way better spell than my own angelic one, I guess. But because it only turns it into a 1/1. But that's a common. It's a non-land. Oh, I see, because it's 5 mana. Anyway, they have, what is this? What is this? Oh, a Baneslayer. Is this like a good game? Because that's a Baneslayer as a 5/5 with first strike, though. And lifelink. So they got their Baneslayer top end. It was going so well. Let's see what we do here. If they don't attack, they probably have a combat trick. We have that. Okay, well, we gotta survive for 2 turns. And then a 2/3. Okay. Short sword, sure. No, they're gonna win. The Bane. I'm tapped out enough time that they're gonna get back a lot of land. I mean, a lot of mana, and then I mean a lot of life, and then it'll just be. See, they're gonna do one more attack. They're gonna gum up the board with. They're gonna keep getting Pegasuses because they're gonna keep gaining life. That's what that Baneslayer. This is a great combo now that they've got it together. So they're gonna do 5 damage to me. Return an instant. They're gonna bring back again the lock my creature down. While I am not gonna be gaining much life. I see that they brought back their 5 mana, kill my Dreadmot. They're gonna make another chump blocker. So, you know, not to be pessimistic, but this is not gonna end for me well. They're gonna do this double block, but then their next turn they're going to. They can afford to not even block because just the Baneslayer is gonna keep getting the damage back. But let's see how this goes. Okay, that'll block. That'll gain me a little life. They're gonna be 8 damage. They have 1 blue mana. Okay. Trample on that. Gain 3 life on that. Okay. Have my sword. Have my spider hold its sword somehow. They still have a 5/5. I'm gonna have to block with that. Well, I probably can afford not to block. They're going to turn my Dreadmine into a 1/1. So that taps them out, however, but they're going to gain 5 life. At least I'm not going to get more damage. I need to get my Swift, whatever it's called, Swift Action. That's not Swift Action. I need to get my Swift Action, or whatever it's called, so I can take out that flyer. That's the only thing that's going to save me, and I haven't pulled it yet. So, once again, let's see if we can. Okay, so that's a 5/5. Come on, Swift Hand. They're going to get back again that same one out of the graveyard. Amazing for them. Even if I get a 4/4 card, what's that gonna do? I'm dealing with a 5/5 first strike lifelink. I need the swift end. I know I have a swift end in there. So pass this over, get that turned into a 1/1. Even if they have that 5/5, I still can't first strike. Can't deal with first strike. Okay, that's not so bad. Give that a +2, or a +7, okay. Sure. Yeah, so still not getting what I need. Just have to have another flyer. Oh man, I should have put the flying on the. Well, it doesn't even matter. They've got 27 life. So yeah, just like I said, I'm just waiting for that. For that swift strike, swift retaliation, whatever it's called. Obviously, if they also kill or lock down my super, then it's GG on that because I have no flyers. Okay, it's a 5/7. So I won't be able to kill that anyway. And that's game over there. Okay, let's go to the next match. Let's see how that comes together. Yeah, Baneslayer Angel definitely. You know, you have a Planeswalker, you've won the game, and you have Baneslayer, and you've won the game. So, let's see how that goes. Donko is the opponent. Donko Congo. So I get to go first again. So all of that was just turn. All of that was just the first game. That's interesting. Okay, so I have here the combo of the Pegasus plus the Enforcer, which will let me tap down a creature when I've got a flyer. So that's what I have there. And the opponent has some cool Ajani sleeves. How do you get those Ajani sleeves? Alright, so turn turn 2 Pegasus, turn 3 Enforcer. That'll set up for some locking stuff down. Then there's also the Ranger's Guile to do stuff. Hey Doc, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Not sure if you've been on the stream before. Welcome. I'm VM Campos. I play Magic Arena. Let's talk about Magic. So how are you doing? We're trying to do the draft at the moment, and got a little bit of synergy going on here with flyers. Went with a green and white. With a green and white strategy. Let's see how that goes. Last turn we were winning until the Baneslayer Angel came out, so you know how it goes. Let's bring out another flyer here, and I'll have enough mana for tapping out their attacker. So as soon as their turn starts, whoops, I tapped out your 3/2. So, Doc, how long you played Magic? Or what are you into? Comics, Magic, cosplay, Comic-Con, all the good stuff of my channel. Indulgent Patrician. Okay, I have to deal with that somehow. Probably with some double blocks. Just decided to get an Elspeth deck because you wanted to try it out. Don't know what to think the Elspeth deck from Theros. Have you checked out my video on my YouTube about upgrading it? That could give you some ideas as well on that deck. It's a fun deck. Most of those Planeswalker decks are pretty cool. Guess what I gotta do here is... I don't know, just get out another one of these. I guess the idea here is they're going to attack with that 1/4, I suppose. I'm going to attack with a 1/4. There might be a combat trick, but then the Ranger's Guile, hopefully. Actually, that's... yeah, I have enough. I have enough for blockers. I'm going to have to triple block plus do a combat trick, but I guess that's a thing to do. Yes, 2 of these, huh? So yeah, thanks for checking out my video, and I do these Planeswalker upgrades on all of the sets. There were no Planeswalker decks in Ikoria, however, but I did do a Planeswalker deck tech anyway. Okay, so one of those, +2 +0, okay. I guess I've got to... get rid of this. You just got into Magic, trying to spend some exactly. If you get into Arena, you can play completely for free, and you'll not need to spend too much and get into it that way. And get all the cards for free, basically. All of the cards that I play with and all of the decks that I build on Arena, they're all completely free. And it has worked out very well. Okay, so I guess what I have to do here is if I double attack... oh, man, okay. Guess we gotta do this. Double block that Thallid, and then tap the Patrician to kind of stabilize things. What colors have you been liking so far in Magic? The Elspeth deck is it black and white, or I forgot. It's white at least. Is it mono white, or is it white and blue, or white and black? Don't quite remember. I look at way too many cards and decks that it's a little hard to remember sometimes. Don't tell me they've got another Infernal Scarring. Now they've got a Hunter's Edge. Put a counter and then it fights. Okay, well, I guess we will first tap this out like that. This is mono white. Okay, that makes sense. 4 damage there, I guess. Is it just me, or am I getting none of my removal? Or is it just me, or I have no removal? So I guess we'll bring this out to... so it's pausing on... ooh, 2 life for each flyer. That's 6 life for me. Yay! So I guess what I'll do here is rely upon having that 1 blocker for 3. Having a blocker, hopefully it doesn't get taken out, although they have the colors of removal. I love the art on that. What does everyone think about this one right here, this Indulging Patrician? What do you think about the art on this one? So she's a vampire noble, and she's a vampire noble, and the moon back there looks amazing, and that guy is totally getting sucked of his blood. You got lucky with the included boosters and got double Sentinel's Eyes. We switched them out for the Hero of the Wind. Very nice. I like that Sentinel's Eyes a lot. So I can finally get that Diplo out. But it's still only a 2/2 until it attacks. Instead, let's get one of these. That was a little misplay. I don't know why I attacked on that. Anyway, okay. So this one's not coming together very well as well. They don't have any big bomb, but I'm just not able to answer them. It's kind of a little slow going. I don't think my deck worked that well. My deck build here, but let's see. I have a lot of land. I have a lot of cards in hand. I've got one card in hand. I don't have any of my removal or evasion and such. Well, I have the evasion, but I don't have any of the removal. The opponent is taking 2 million years to think. They have their own Dilophosaurus guy. Probably attack with that 7/3. Yeah, one more instant or something right here. At least I'll get 2 life back. Next I go with green, red. Well, you know, it's not about randomly picking any colors just because they're colors. It's about seeing what comes up in the packs. But that's okay. I'm getting more color. I'm getting more cards into my collection, and then seeing more cards. And it's still early in the format. So as more cards are revealed, it's then coming together about what is what. So let's just go on to the next game. They had a lot of good strategies going on. I wasn't just getting anything. I was already down to 0 cards. Now, when we say next time, we can still tune the deck. Let's see about that. Let's change this deck up right now. That's the thing about, you know, let's sideboard into all of the green and red stuff. So Dragonfire, Shocks, Goblin Arsonist, that weird Tampering, the Incinerator, oh yeah, Goblin Wizardy's amazing. These Goblin Wizards have prowess. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't gone into Arena, you know, it's cool. You have everything here of regular magic, but then put the multi in. Which one? This red-green. Oh, what does it do again? It's a 4/3. And accelerates mana and does cuss. Okay, looks good there. How many creatures do I have? 12 creatures. Oops. Need more creatures. Okay, so the Augur can get big. That Hobble Fiend can get big when it eats other things. It's 14 creatures, but that's all of the creatures that I have of this color, so I guess we'll live with that. Let's see, I guess we don't really need that short sword anymore. We'll be a little bit more aggro. This Tampering will be good against flyers. Burn Bright. I think Burn Bright is good, right? You go aggro, and then you get all your creatures +2/+0. I think that's important. Guess we'll take out that Ranger's Guile. Put in that Burn Bright to just go green-red aggro. Do we need Titanic Growth? Maybe not Titanic Growth because the Burn Bright will do the +2 to all the creatures. Instead of a +4 for one creature, but it doesn't have trample, so it could just get chunk blocked. I think I'll do the 1 Titanic Growth. Okay, so let's look at the deck again here. So, 2 Shocks, Hobble Fiend 2/1. Trample gets bigger when you eat a thing. Dragonfire, 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Pterodon wakes up when there's a big creature. Spinner, 1/3, becomes a 3/3 when it blocks a flyer. If you make that multi big enough and use the second ability and it kills. Oh, I hope to do that, definitely. Titanic Growth, Combat Trick to make something 4/4. Burn Bright, make all your creatures instantly +2. Destructive Tampering, destroy their artifact or lock down their flyer. Actually, that's not as good as I thought. I thought that was the one that was going to do damage to a flyer. I might take that out. Spellgorger, but that might then help to make the Spellgorger bigger. It gets a +1 every time you do a non-creature spell. Feline Sovereign makes the cats big. Pride Malkin, cat. Goblin Wizardry. Do I need 2 of those? This makes 2 1/1s, but then those 1/1s get prowess when you cast a non-creature spell. Let's put 1 of those in there. The Augur gets bigger the more sorceries and instants you have. In the graveyard for 2 cat. The Dilophosaurus, another cat, the Leafkin, 8 mana, deals damage to its power, so 4 mana to 4 damage to a player. The Incinerator could be a 6/6, depending on how much damage you do to the player. It could get there faster. And then the big old Dreadmaw. So down to 39 cards. What else do we need here? Return to Nature, just in case they have something good. Citizen Training, draw a card. Crash through, 1 red mana, draw a card, fuels the weird. Yeah, let's do that. So sound good. I think just to totally try a different track over here. Let's see how this goes. We switched over. We sideboarded completely into red-green. Mark, when you played on the pre-release, did you do very much sideboarding in between your matches? Find it helpful to be able to delete enchantments on creatures. Exactly. Once you put a cool enchantment on a creature, and then you have to destroy that enchantment, so there's a couple of things that can do that. It's almost a copy of your deck from yesterday. Oh, cool. So hopefully then, with the little bit of tampering here, tinkering over here, let's see if this gives us some better wins. I think it's been 2 losses so far, so let's see that. You didn't sideboard all day, so I guess you crafted that deck really well. Congrats on that. Let's see here how this red-green goes in this case. I guess on that white, you know, I had those flyers, and I just had like the 1 removal, but then here in red, we've got the Scorching Dragonfire, and then the Shock. Let's see how that goes. Scott Bob is the opponent. This is a very slow deck for red, so I guess I'll mulligan. These aren't, I can't do anything until turn 4. So let's mulligan that. Well, it's worse. Okay, so let's see how out aggroed we get. Can't do anything until turn 4, but I suppose some stuff could happen. You went 2-0 in the first 3 games, and then 2-0 on the 4th one. It's PC and Mac, actually, so whichever you have, you should be able to play it. They just released it on Mac, and it's been on Windows for a while now, but now it's on Windows and Mac. Free download and everything. Alright, they're playing triple colors. Worried about that. Oops, well, it's pausing for them, so here comes a Shock, or a Dragonfire, or any kill spell. So at least they'll take out my spider instead of something big. Yep, there's one of those. So then the Dilophosaur, if I can get that out, and then Burn Bright. I have a feeling that my opponent is just going to have a lot of removal. Maybe not. They missed a land drop. There it is. So we have their 4 mana. I've got Death Touch. Well, one good thing about this is it's got Death Touch. Kind of forgot about that. I think the art is kind of weird. I kind of don't like that art. It looks kind of weird to me. It's a 2/3. Whenever you draw any card, it gets whatever. Okay, let's crash through for a card draw. Goblin Wizard for some prowess. That'll be good right there. Next turn, I'll already be at the Dreadmaw. So I'll probably get the Dreadmaw out. Hey Stevie, how are you doing there? Welcome. Speaking of top of the evening, what's your time zone? I'm over here in San Diego, Pacific time, so is Stevie, and then Mark is in New Zealand. What is the official time zone called in your part of New Zealand? Because I know there's like, okay, Central European time, Central European Standard Time, and you know, all of those various time zones. What's your time zone called? This is a 4/3 with protection from black, a hexproof from black. Okay, so I guess what we'll do here is bring out a 6/6. Next turn, I can Burn Bright to give everything a +2. Do I still stream on Twitch? Yeah, but not this week. I'm joining the Twitch boycott, and not this week. So, hey Gabe, how are you doing? I'll be back on it. It's just that I think Twitch has become such a cesspool there. So, not that every other network is better with the anonymity of everything, but I just think Twitch could really improve. So, thanks for joining. So hopefully the opponent doesn't wipe out. Oops, they're looking at my Dreadmaw, so here comes the murder. Finishing blow, I mean. Okay, well, that took that. Okay, so I guess what I'll need to do here is... don't tell me they also managed to get that Garruk Planeswalker. No, they have a Battle Rattle. Okay, so the only thing that's going to save me here is that I have to double Prowess. That Burlish Oak is actually a pretty good card. So I'm going to have to double Prowess here, and that's not really going to help. So I guess that's going to wipe out their creatures. And then we're going to be... Then hopefully I can stabilize into something. But let's see how this goes. Okay, so one of those... I'm going to give something +2. Okay, hopefully they're going to probably spread it to whatever. So I'm going to Prowess. Prowess is only going to be +1, so these are going to be 3/3s. Okay. You need a new hobby. Magic is definitely a hobby that will become your new... I keep pausing for them, so I know that they're going to have like some final spell. So, well, it was a valiant effort, but they just got a lot of good draws. And I guess we'll take out that Battle Rattle. And I guess I have to spend it. No, we can do it on both. So, on everything, I mean. So maybe this will wipe the board. I doubt it. They have something else in hand. I'm gonna probably put a first strike or something on their creature, and Glad you're not alone, that there's a department you'd rather would be in the trying class. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to eat them, but when they do their instant giant growth here, nah, they're gonna kill mine directly somehow. After that, I don't know what I need to top deck to pull this off. Okay, I guess they did something like that. Ooh, there's my little guy right there. Finally, there's my first damage. They have a million cards, so let's see how much more of the amazing removal they got. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. I'm still 2 mana away from that Leafkin being amazing. And one of those. Okay, well, GG, right? 7, 8 mana in total. Add green for every creature that have power 4. So I guess I'll chump block. Actually, that Doom thing is still 2 damage. So dead. There's no way for me to get rid of it at all, so I don't know, just a pretty bad draft this time around. But it happens. Yeah, there's no way out of this. So, GG opponent. At least I think there's a little bit of rewards for playing. What are the rewards? Claim those rewards. Ooh, 3 booster packs of that. I like that. And then 200 gems. This will crack some packs. This is such a brand new set that there's still so many new cards to collect. So let's crack some packs. These boosters right here have Teferi. Got a wild card. These boosters have Teferi, and then the ones in the draft have Ugin. So what do I want here? Frost Breath, that's cool. You got ideas on what to take when classes start up again. Sanguine Indulgence, Sure Strike. Jeskai Elder, I love the art on that. And then the rare here, Gadrak. So remember I built that fun Dragons deck during the early access event. Maybe I want to put one of those together here too. Next. I love the art on this Sanguine Swindler. That is Cynthia Shepherd, artist. 2 mana, 2/2. Tap, pay 2 life, flip a coin. If you win, you gain 6 life. And then the flavor text. Rakdos cultists are her best customers. They never flinch at pain and are seldom good at math. That's funny. Kitesale Freebooter, I love that one. Glad it's back in standard. One of the temples, I already had one of those. There was such an uproar on Twitter, but you know, Magic Twitter's complaining about everything always, about the, are we gonna get duplicate protection from the lands that we already have? Because we already have, of course, these temples in another set, and now people feel, well, I'm gonna get duplicates of this. So Wizards tweaked the math about how often you'll get them if you have them in another set. However, it has to be... Oh, here's another pirate for your deck, Stevie. Dire Fleet Warmonger. 3 mana, 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, this Warmonger gets +2/+2 and gains trample. When you're addicted to gambling, so you use Tavern Swindler in Magic. Exactly. If I can't go to the casino, I'm gonna flip those coins and get to the good stuff. Double Vision, 5 mana. Whenever you cast your first instant, copy it. That's fun. Truffle Snout. Is this like the cutest card in all of this set? One of the Sanctums, you got a Watcher of the Spheres. Run afoul. target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Ooh, that's cool. That's like plummet, but for 1. And obviously if they have 1 creature, that's a 1 mana plummet. If they have more than 1, well, it's a 1 mana edict in green. Really cool. There's the Sanctum of All, the one that lets you go get all of the shrines. That'd be kind of fun to make a shrine-focused brawl deck or historic deck. Travel Snout is your favorite. So cute, it gives you more life. Exactly, you get life, you do all that fun stuff. Okay, well, been streaming for 2 hours now. The doggy on the left, yes, the Alpine one. Streaming for 2 hours. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Brawl and maybe try some of these different Brawl decks. So let me try a little bit more with this cat dog deck. So how's everyone doing tonight so far? I'm kind of getting hungry. I think what I'm going to do after the stream, because it's not too late here, I'm probably going to go to In-N-Out Burger, so to drive through and get a burger. That is a nice treat. So In-N-Out Burger is one of these famous hamburger chains, pretty much just on the West Coast, I think only in California. And they got some really good hamburgers. Their menu is very simple. No, this stream is not sponsored by In-N-Out. I wish it was. But unfortunately, during the last time that I was there, the line is always huge. You have a pileup of udon noodles. Haven't had noodles in a while. In-N-Out, you love their doubles. Want to try the 4x4. I think I've had it one time, and I think I had the 4x4 like 10 or 15 years ago. You know, when I wouldn't die from one, but haven't had one in a while. But yeah, I like the double ones. What brand of udon noodles do you have, actually? I know that obviously the term udon noodles is a term of the type of noodles. When I think of udon, I always think about the comic book publisher. And I don't know what's up with my opponent here. But I think of the comic book publisher, Udon Press, I think that's their name, or Udon Publishing, something like that. And they are kind of famous for publishing the Street Fighter comics. I think I actually have one right over here. I thought I had an Udon comic. Somewhere. Anyway, there we go. So, get to Scry. Nongshim is the brand. Okay, so I don't have the green mana, but now the last time I played a mono black Liliana deck, I was getting all of my creatures killed. So let's see if that happens again. That's the strategy for this deck, right? Kill everything until you bring out your Planeswalker, and then do shenanigans. Dreadhorde Invasion, that's acceptable. Actually, I can wilt it right now, so let me wilt it next turn. I need that Geode to Chrome Lantern. Okay, I'll take that. I can Feline Sovereign. Well, it won't be that valuable yet. Plague. Okay, fine. I'll do one of those. So that was their big win condition right there. This is enough for the Liliana already, so next turn. Okay, they're gonna go with Devotion. You feel like getting something to eat? Don't remind me, I'm getting even hungrier, so Guess we'll set up this way. Bring out the lantern, do all the mana fixing, bring out the growth so that I can start to scry. But you don't want to get up out of the couch or bed or wherever you're at. Dread Presence, that's a good one. And of course they drop a land. So what are they going to do? Damage? Nope, they're going to draw a card. Alright, next turn for myself. Guardian Project, I want that as well. Will that work? I have 4 mana there, and then 2 mana. I think we'll be okay. So, just setting up for the long term here, because yeah, you're getting your Dread Presence working perfectly. I never get mine to work. I wonder why they didn't get their extra land. So right here, I'm going to get milled. Well, I get discarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, if I get one more land, I can get that Meteor Golem out, and then I can wreck their Planeswalker, I guess. Or their Presence. I don't know what's the best one. That's not a land. Okay, so I don't think this game's going to work for me unless I get my... Just going to go to bed. Yes, I do this magic on Saturdays. Right now I do this on Pacific time, and I start at 8 p.m. Pacific time for a few hours every Saturday. Alright. You always fall asleep on the couch too early, you miss out on the party. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything here. The opponent just got everything they needed, so that's going to make everyone discard. It's going to make their vampire even larger. That deck was way too strong. I don't know, I just wasn't able to get any of my removal. So yeah, come back next week. We'll be around. What did you say your time zone was again? I missed it when you had mentioned. But yeah, it's Pacific time for me over here. A few of us are in Pacific time over here. Okay, my opponent saw cats and dogs and they said, I'm out. Huh. So I guess they see the viciousness of the cats and the dogs. Why am I still getting cards from old sets? I think that I'll give this game a shot here, and then I will wrap it up because I don't want it to get too late. Guarantee the internet connection on there. It was so quick. Maybe, yeah. Okay, got some Banishing Light and Wilt and Command Tower. Tezzeret, I haven't seen that one in a while, so they're going to go with Dimir colors. Will I get Thought Erasure to turn 2? I like the new wolf avatar. They had to mulligan several times, so obviously they mulliganed into something amazing. Surprised that they did that on their turn. Everyone always loves doing it on my turn. Yep, Thought Erasure. Here we come with those colors. Okay, actually I need that Season of Growth first. Third land. Chromatic Lantern. That might be a good thing to exile, because that's their ramp. And I'm only getting hit for 1. I'll have my 4th land, which then I can Circuitous Route. That's a 1/3 only. It's going to be the good old blue. Colors do I need here? I guess the colors don't even matter, but some green, and there goes so much ramp. So now that'll let me summon the Rin and Seri. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're doing that for their sailor because they're digging. So I should be able to bring this out. Tribunal, I want that. And then one more creature makes a cat. I want that. So they can probably bring their Tezzeret out next, but what does it do? Artifacts have affinity, deals X damage to each opponent based on the number of artifacts. That's a pretty cool effect. Anyway, what we want to do before that, let's bring out a little bit more ramp over here. Rin and Ser will let me 2 damage to something, but I guess I'd rather attack. Ferocity will be better. I can actually wilt one of their artifacts. There we go. 6/5, trample, 3/2, trample, indestructible. Alright, are they gonna get their 4, 5, 6? Okay, they have 6. They need 6 mana for Tezzeret, actually. Good thing I got rid of that lantern. And that's another mana rock. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 mana. I can Meteor Golem their other. I can Meteor Golem their other mana rock. Because I don't have to really worry about damage from that Scarecrow. If Tezzeret comes out and they +2, it'll deal X damage based on the number of artifacts, and they don't really have that many. So yeah, let's wreck their ramp. And they're like, never mind. Okay, I think that's a good way to end things. Having cute cats and dogs versus the master of the bridge. And King Nerd was the opponent on that. So I think that's a fun way to do it. You know, they were the master of artifacts, but my Meteor Golem totally ramping perfectly into massive mana. Okay, everyone. Well, I think it was. Where is my camera? Well, everyone, I think it was overall good. Never mind the bad stuff that happened. But if we end it on a good note, I think that's a good way to. You created a deck on Untap, but you haven't gamed with it yet. Oh, we need to add all of each other on Untap. Find me as VM Campos, and contact me on the Discord. Did I ever give you the link to get on our Discord, our Magic Discord, Gabe? And not the Club Discord, but our Magic Discord. That's a good way to communicate, because I see you drop by on the stream. So if you come by the Discord as well, there's more way to communicate. Loving the look of the new Meteor Golem. Thanks for another awesome. You're welcome. Thanks for another stream. You're welcome. So if I hadn't put the link of the Discord for people, let me put it one more time there in the chat right there. So there it is there. Go join the Discord, and we can communicate that way and get some decks going on Untap. Maybe also one day we will do some Untap here on the stream. I know that I'm always doing Arena, but maybe we can do some Untap on the stream. So So everyone, thanks again as usual for hanging out. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna go get something to eat and then relax, and then tomorrow I've got to do work because then the week starts up. So thanks everyone. Yeah, what's that hey? What's that hey message right there? That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think if we maybe plan on the Discord, let's all maybe plan something, and we can do on stream or off stream, whatever. We can all do the some untap gameplay. So okay, cool. Final thoughts and such. Now, I don't know if I should fully reveal this, but I'll mention it at the very end of the stream, so I think we'll be okay. I don't think I'll need to remove this if I say this. I've been in talks with someone working at Wizards of the Coast to come on my podcast to talk all about Magic, their story of Magic. I guess I can't say too much more about that, but we spent a few emails back and forth. They seem to be approving that, yeah, it looks like I can be on your podcast. So possibly recording next week or maybe in 2 weeks or so. And so that'll be really cool. I've had Power Dragon, who previously worked at Wizards years ago, on the podcast. He's a really cool, shout out to him, a really cool Magic fan. And I reached out to this Magic employee that was on another podcast that said, yeah, book me on your podcast. And so I reached out, and then he got back to me and he said, or they got back to me and said, yeah, I'd like to be on it. We'll be in touch. So we've been kind of going back and forth a little bit on that. Seems to be getting closer. We just need to figure out the day and time. But yeah, listen to that to get some official Wizards employee interview on my podcast. And I know you're all listening to my podcast, right? When you do the dishes or you walk the dog or do the gardening, right? You're all listening to the weekly, you're all listening to the Let's Enter the Arena podcast whenever you can, every Friday when a new episode comes out, I'm sure. Anyway, everyone, thanks for coming to hang out. And it's been cool as always when you come to hang out and be part of the stream. Thanks so much. See you next week. See you next time.